Thank you very much. Super Tuesday, presented by CenturyLink, continues. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Kentucky, #1 in the conference, and unbeaten, pays a visit on the Volunteers. Good evening and welcome, everybody. With Sean Farnham, I'm Brent Musburger. Sean, you said it. After a tough week, West Virginia was going to be very tough to deal with.
Well, and I thought Dick Vitale summed it up great down the stretch. Their defense is their staple, but they didn't turn over Kansas a lot tonight. It was their offense that got them that win there.
Now, what about this game and this matchup?
Well, to me, it's about the size and strength and quickness of Kentucky against the diminutive lineup of Tennessee. They're so small, but they are tough and physical. They play much bigger than their size.
Kaylee Hartung, we've got an injured Wildcat. What's the latest?
Well, Brent, De'Aaron Fox had a busy schedule since rolling his ankle in Saturday evening's game, as he's had 4 treatments a day. Practiced with the team yesterday, went through shoot-around as usual today. He will start this game. The question is, how much pain can he tolerate? Can he react to the speed of this game? And can he create pressure on the ball on defense, as he's known to? This team's told him he's got to be smart and honest with them about how he's feeling through it.
Officiating crew, Joe Lindsay, Orlandis Poole, and Roger Ayers. Good crew on hand here tonight. Great crowd. Obviously, a lot of Kentucky fans. We're only a couple hours away from Lexington. There's a lot of blue mixed with the orange, and the Cats have the first possession shot.
And they're going to be pressured throughout the court. Look for Tennessee to switch all ball screens.
Monk with the game's first shot. One and done, and right away, they've got an early rebound for this small Tennessee, but they're very game as a rebounding bunch.
You'll like Grant Williams. If you haven't seen him play, he is a tough, physical player at both ends of the floor. Second in the conference in block shots, and he's only 6'5".
Well, our starting lineups presented by Centers. You know the story here. We've got 4 freshmen for John Calipari and 1 sophomore. One of the ringleaders, Isaiah Briscoe. And on the other side, another young team here. We have 3 freshmen starting and a sophomore. How about the senior? How about Robert Hubbs, huh? He's the only elder statesman on the floor. Here's Monk, puts it on the deck. This is Gabriel on the attack. And Kentucky on the board.
Well, and Wenyen Gabriel, the last couple of games, has played his best basketball of the season. So aggressive, so assertive, using his athleticism to find offense, but also at the defensive end of the floor, he's been so much more improved.
Sean, you mentioned Williams. He was handling the ball number 2. You want fans to keep an eye on him. He is so active. Pull up Jay off the glass. Nice shot, Robert Hubbs, averaging 14.7 points a game. The Vols' leading scorer.
And not a three-point shooter, so you got to play him for that drive and step in mid-range shot.
Fox will come to the free throw line. He'll shoot our first free throws of the night. And let's talk about De'Aaron Fox. We got that update from Kaylee. We watched him in practice. He was moving quite well, I thought. How about you, Sean?
Well, definitely. I didn't see anything today at shoot-around that would indicate that this is going to hamper his style of play or prohibit him from doing the things that help him become successful. And that was a clear example of it. As he was able to cut and move, and this was earlier today, getting ready before the game. I mean, when you're flipping the ball around, having this much fun, the ankle can't be bothering you that much.
How'd you like to have that sprained ankle, folks? There's so many great athletes on this Kentucky team. Maybe the fastest team that Calipari has coached, and that's saying something. On the deck, the pull-up, and one and done. Gabriel rebounding, and here comes Monk. Great score, always looking for his shot, and as he turns the corner, there's a hooking foul. Rick Barnes, second-year coach at Tennessee, was saying he thought it was Monk who initiated the contact.
Yeah, two hands on a ball handler is going to draw the attention of the official right away. So as Monk goes, you see both hands before the hook. Both hands were on Malik Monk, and you defensively cannot do that.
Briscoe will take it out of bounds. Briscoe, by the way, is Barnes' favorite Wildcat. He said he is the key to this team. And there's my man outside, Adebayo. How's that? Did I finally get it right?
You got it, partner. You got it, partner.
I've been working on it all week.
All of Lexington can relax now.
There's Briscoe into his hands on the rebound. 6'2", Cats out on top. Oh, great ball fake. Oh, Bob Knight would be so proud of him, even though he missed a shot.
good flow to this game to start with. I mean, both teams want to play fast. And, you know, look, Tennessee's going to obviously want to control the tempo and keep Kentucky out of its transition game. But they do want to get up the ball at the floor and be aggressive.
Alexander missing on that little turnaround. They're down by 4. Cold at home. Briscoe. That's traveling. No basket.
As Briscoe came down the lane, watch this off the defense to offensive transition. Briscoe sees a lane. I think there's some contact right there. There's an arm across the head that happened before the travel. If you wanted to call a foul and take it out of bounds underneath, I would have been fine with that. The officials might have missed one there.
Joe Bowen, the freshman from Nashville, brings up. He missed 9 games preseason before conference play started because of an injury. And there's a young man we're looking forward to seeing. There's a bounce pass, rising and missing again. So Tennessee starts out ice cold in this game. Only 1 of 6. Gabriel traveling. Another back-to-back traveling calls against the Cats.
I think this is Tennessee's best lineup that is on the floor right now. And there's not a player on the floor that is taller than 6'5".
But they got to find a shooter with these guys. You know, that would help, Sean. I want to point out, he tries to save it, and now they turn it back over. Here's Monk. Is he smooth? Oh, man. One of the prettiest offensive players in college basketball is number 5.
What I love there is he turned down the 3 and stepped into his mid-range jump shot, elevated, and the tempo of that release was perfect.
Tennessee up against some pretty good Kentucky defense here in the early going. They load it down low to Schofield off the bench, and he generates some offense.
And Schofield,
look at that Bill. He should be out of playing football.
His brother, of course, his brother O'Brien Schofield played in the NFL for a long time. Won a Super Bowl with Seattle back in 2014. But there's no question, shoulder pad should be on him.
Monk missing. Calipari says when you take a tough shot, you better make it, and Monk didn't. Smooth Jordan Mountain, freshman from right here in Knoxville. Back in this one, down by 1. Turnovers plagued the Cats. They too missed some shots.
Now, Bowden's been a pretty good three-point shooter, especially over the last 2 games where he scored 14 apiece. He's hit 5 threes.
Gabriel, look at them. The way they screen off underneath. There were 2 white jerseys, undersized but determined. And they missed an easy shot. That's Schofield again. All the way, Fox rejected. Knocked away by Williams. Head man out of Bowden. Bowden on Gabriel. Tried to get a foul along with the hoop. Got a little too tricky.
Now, good defense at both ends. It was Williams that came up for the block, and then Briscoe with the quick swipe at the defensive end of the floor.
Adebayo under enormous pressure. He and Williams, incidentally, played against each other in high school. I know Kaylee's got a good story. It was some battle between those 2. Williams, there he is. Missing the turnaround. Jump hook. Undersized. Bam is much bigger. Bam trying to back down, loses control. And it goes over to Tennessee. We're going to have our first break. Good crowd here at Knoxville. 8-7 Cats.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by CenturyLink. Connecting more than just places. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And in part by Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
To achieve financial security, there are 2 halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
What are you doing? It's 11 p.m.
I can explain.
You should be out there disappointing your father. I need to clean this place up.
Bloopy. Bad judgment and Bloopy. Hunger keeps inventing new problems, so we invented Snickers Crisper.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
There are the haves and the have-dones. The have-dones, download the Groupon app and get up to 70% off on hundreds of local fun activities. If you're going to own something, own the experience. Groupon.
NBA Saturday prime time. Clippers, Warriors, Saturday on ABC.
Welcome back to Super Tuesday. It's presented by CenturyLink. We've got a one-point basketball game. Kentucky with the lead. Let's take a look at the battle of the big fellas from North Carolina. Bam Adebayo against Grant Williams. Now watch. Bam, bam. Thank you. And down he goes. And for more on that high school rivalry, let's go to Kaylee.
Well, Brent, the last time these two guys were on the court together, it was the North Carolina High School State Championship a year ago. Grant Williams' Providence Day team beat Bam's High Point Christian team 67-53. Now, Bam was the more highly touted player on the better team with a more talented roster, 9 Division I recruits on that team. But it was Williams who stole the spotlight that night. The headline of the story I read about that game was that Williams was able to keep Bam in check that night, got him into foul trouble, and as Williams told me, he felt like he was able to psych Bam out a bit. Now, Williams feels like on this next level in tonight's game, he could maybe surprise Bam a bit, as Williams feels like he's become a more athletic player and can get off the ground better. He told me he's really interested to see how Bam's offensive game has developed. He's been told Bam's developed a right hook. If he has, that's something Williams wants to see for himself.
Pull-up shot, and it falls in, and that's young Robert Hubbs. New Bern, Tennessee.
Young Robert Hubbs, who happens to be the oldest player that we'll probably see in tonight's game.
It says something about my age.
Well, elder statesman's checked in for Kentucky. Derek Willis and Hawkins are both out on the floor.
And Hawkins misses shot, but it's rebounded by the other elder statesman, trying to settle things down. Good ball movement right away with this crew. And another ball fake. I got to tell you, that makes Monk lethal. That ball fake, you've got to jump at him because he's such a good shooter.
That made it lethal, but it was the passing and the ball movement that made that possession exceptional for Kentucky. For Kentucky to be a great basketball team, they share the ball like this. To pass the ball inside, a good hard cut, give it back to him, flip it out to the wing. Now the defense is collapsed and it's chasing. Once they start chasing, couple that with the ball fake and the athleticism of Monk, you've got no chance.
Absolutely right. Comes out on Schofield, turn for the baseline. Schofield went after the rebound, and he just couldn't get the grip, and it bounced off the big fella and out of bounds.
Do you kind of get a sense Tennessee's a little tight right now? They've had a lot of good looks around the basket. They've missed a lot of them. Offensive rebound they should have grabbed. Instead it goes off the face and out of bounds. They're just playing a little tight.
Willis missing the three. Schofield grabs the rebound. Turner, Lamonte Turner wears number 1. He's off Coach Barnes' bench. So too is Quay Parker on the ball. Turner on the drive, out of control, but Schofield a great rebound. There is what you talked about. Undersized, but battling for rebounds. Now they force a turnover on Kentucky. Willis not getting the grip. So Fox checks back in quickly, and Isaac Humphries is off Calipari's bench.
Yeah, Admiral Schofield has the body of a linebacker or a tight end, and he uses his frame extremely well to position himself on the offensive glass. He's consistently playing opposite of where the shot comes up, which is a good rebounder. You realize about 3/4 of the time that's where the rebound's going to go.
Blocked shot out of bounds by Fox, who checks in off the bench. One of the all-time Tennessee greats, Bernard King, watching here tonight. He spoke to the team, practice. Oh, my, was he a great player. If he hadn't been injured, folks, we're talking all-time great. Oh, bank shot. Right off the glass by Turner. There he is. There's the great one, Bernard King. Most explosive first step I was ever around. Back outside and draining the three is Fox.
A little bit more conventional three-point look that time by De'Aaron Fox. But what I love about the flow of this game right now, both teams trying to assert themselves offensively, being aggressive at the offensive end. We knew we'd see that out of Kentucky, but I like what Tennessee's trying to do.
They have missed, and they missed again another layup, and Fox comes right back down, attempting to burn them, and does not. But that's the kind of ball that Calipari wants to play. And there's going to be a foul, and it's going to go against Kentucky. I believe it was Hawkins who picked it up. Yes, it was. Dominique Hawkins. Tennessee with a 1-point lead. Hey, how about Sean's demo? That's next.
Why am I standing here with these two managers from Tennessee? Well, not just because they made the Final Four of manager basketball last year, but we're going to talk about the art of the bounce pass and how we need to bring it back.
After becoming one of the largest broadband companies in the country, after expanding our fiber network coast to coast, these are the places we call home. We are CenturyLink. We believe in the power of the digital world, the power to connect, and that's what drives us every day.
That was really good.
Thank you.
CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
When I first started working with Capital One, my dad called them up and asked for the Jennifer Garner card, which is such a dad thing to do. After he gave his name, the woman from Capital One said, "Mr. Garner, are you related to Jennifer?" Kind of joking with him. And my dad was so proud to tell her, "As a matter of fact, she is my middle daughter." So now Dad has the Venture card, he's earning his double miles, and he made a friend of the company.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
What's in your wallet?
Nice job, Dad.
When you talk about post-entry, it's really important you know how to feed your big fella. It's not all the time going to be high. In fact, it's better to go low, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, you're going to three-quarter, you're going to post up underneath. So as I step out here on the wing, AAU basketball has created a culture where a lot of dribbling, ball handling, and then you do the one-handed flipper. Well, the one-handed flipper, when you're three-quarter, you're throwing it right into the defensive player's hands. Now, there's two things you can do. You can dribble down baseline to give a better angle to get it in, or very simply, as he's had his hands up high, you're pin and sealing down low. I just step, boom, deliver a bounce pass outside of his hand to his outside portion of his body. He finishes off the glass, much higher success rate. So when you do the post entry from the wing, I always love the bounce pass. Gives a better angle for your big to fluidly go into their shot.
Well, it's such a great lesson for youngsters to pick up on what Sean was just telling you. You watch some of the high school players, they really should work more on what you just told them.
Well, and we've seen examples of this over the last couple of weeks, and I think of Isaiah Briscoe's bounce pass in transition even. It's not just about the post entry, but it's trying to get it through that seam, that gap. Was defenders like to keep their hands above their hips, so when you throw it up high, you're throwing it to where all the congestion is and all the arms are.
Shabari Phillips has checked in for the Volunteers. And nailing that, Jay, is Robert Hubbs.
You see kind of the concerted effort to score in the middle portion of the painted area of the floor. That time a jump shot by Hubbs. But they're not intimidated right now by Kentucky in their interior.
On the attack, Gabriel runs into a very determined inside defense by the Volunteers. Coach Barnes has always coached defense well. Good rejection by Gabriel, tracks it down now. Here come the Cats up the floor. Monk looking for daylight, forced back out. Now it's Fox's turn. Here we go. Bada bing.
He's got that bounce to him tonight. He's had some monster games already this season, but he's got that bounce and that look in his eye tonight.
Outside game for Tennessee, but not much daylight. And a foul. So we're going to have free throws shot here by Hubs.
What I love about the last possession for Kentucky is Monk originally had the ball in his hands. He gave it up, relocated, then got his feet set, 1-2, hold the follow through and watch it go through. And then previous possession again, curling off the down screen. A little late in the closeout as far as getting his hands up defensively by Fox, but elevation up over the top. But Kentucky's movement without the ball and unselfishness has stood out in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, and you know, Calipari, because we've been around in practice for the last 3 weeks, Sean, I think he likes this group. I think you can tell. And another thing, some of you folks might just think that John is just a recruiter. Forget it. I had to watch him at practice, hands-on with his guys, the only voice, and gets his points across. And of course, you're working with all of these very talented freshmen, but you've got to mold them together and make a team.
It's hard to blend this many young, talented components together, and he does it every single year. And that's the thing that has made this run so spectacular for Kentucky.
Gabriel did not get the bounce. Tap back up. No.
Hey, look at Duke this year. They got all this great freshman class. Everybody's all excited, ready to crown them before the start of the season. And those pieces haven't fit together yet. They haven't blended. We haven't seen a chemistry that is indicative of a team that would win a national championship.
Are they on some kind of a bubble, Sean? What's your feeling of that?
No, they'll be fine as far as the tournament. Nice move by Williams underneath. But they'll be fine as the NCAA tournament gets in. And I still think there's time for them to come together. It's been a very disjointed year, whether it was the injuries to 2 of their freshmen before the start of the season. The Grayson Allen stuff continues to be a distraction.
Great pass to Gabriel by Monk.
And now, of course, Coach K being away from the team. Right. So there's still time for it all to come together, but it's not there right now. And what Kentucky has done, their team, this group has had chemistry from day one because of those summer workouts and the time they spent together.
You know what's kind of interesting? You and I work in Wildcat Tuesday in Kentucky. I'll tell you what. The underdogs have been howling, my friend. First it was Vandy, then it was Mississippi State. Look what we got in front of us right now. The Volunteers, my friend.
Well, and Tennessee's had success against Kentucky. Look back to last year. I mean, Kentucky had this Volunteer team down 21 points in the first half last year and ended up losing that game. And it's a testament to Rick Barnes and his system and his belief in his guys. I mean, this is a team that's undersized, outmanned, but just play so darn hard and compete at such a high level. They almost went in at Carolina and almost beat Carolina earlier this year. They lost that game 76-71, but there is no quit in this Tennessee team.
With the most wins ever against Kentucky, Schofield back on the free throw line for Coach Barnes, of course, who had a wonderful tenure at Texas, covered a lot of his great games down there. Kevin Durant played with him for a year, went to a Final Four once with the Longhorns, and just kind of came to a graceful end at both ends, to tell you the truth. It was time for Rick to move on, and he's found a great landing place. Monk. It's a 2, and he's coming to the free throw line. That's what kind of scorer this young man is.
Well, he can do the things that are solid, and then he can do the spectacular. And it may not be a dunk, but this is spectacular.
Let's go to Kaylee.
Well, John Calipari made the point to Malik Monk this week of saying, hey, you don't have to play Showtime basketball out here. Just go play hard and compete. You'll do 2 or 3 outrageous things a game without trying. He said, that's how good you are. He said he had to have a very similar conversation with John Wall once upon a time, and then very next game, John Wall went 1 for 9, but that one play was a SportsCenter play.
Oh, that would have brought the house down for at least the Kentucky portion of this house, I should point out. Control, but managing to make it fall is Phillips. Good job.
But do you notice how everything for Tennessee is going downhill? I mean, they are aggressive, and they are coming after Kentucky at the defensive end.
That pass, but it was hit by a Tennessee player, so it belongs to the Cats. 17 on the shot clock.
Yeah, it's a great point that Kaylee was bringing up about Coach Cal talking to Malik Monk as he checks out of the game. Sometimes when you're so elite as far as an athlete goes and you can do the spectacular play and make it look so easy, you forget about doing the basics and having your feet set underneath you and making the right play.
I love Monk. He knew that Coach Cal was going to say something to him, so he worked himself all the way down to the bench. Cal wants to say something. He wants to coach him up a little bit. And now he knows Cal's got to turn his attention back to the game. Into Bam. Wow.
Yeah, a little high school rivalry, and Big Bam delivered the punch right there.
Stories within the story, huh? Kentucky closed as about a 10-point favorite. They were 9.5 most of the day, and then that part of the world found out that Fox was playing, and they got in behind the Cats. Oh, a great move by Willis defensively. Gabriel's left hand, and he's defending. But how about this young man, number 35, the senior from Mount Washington, Kentucky. Good job by Derek Willis. Watch him defensively first, then we'll take him down to the offensive end.
Well, here's the offensive end actually first. Not the posterized dunk that he threw down on Saturday, but still really impressive.
I apologize to the truck.
We're led to believe each individual point is worth the same amount, regardless of when it's scored. Layups are always worth 2 points, theoretically. But fans know that's not the case, because here, in the last minute, everything counts for just a little bit more. Under 30 seconds, three-pointers tend to feel like 5. As for buzzer beaters, they're worth the whole shebang.
Audi pilotless vehicles have conquered highways, mountains, and racetracks. And now, much of that same advanced technology is found in the Audi A4. With one notable difference. The highly advanced Audi A4 with available traffic jam assist.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
We went on vacation with a toe dipper and left with a cannonballer. And we chose an Airbnb so everyone had their own room, but we ended up closer than ever. We started out excited for adventure, but got back realizing we are not outdoorsy. She arrived a picky eater and left loving picante. We may have booked a whole house, but our family got a home.
Going to be a blockbuster.
Blockbuster indeed. Now, I know somebody said, wait a minute, Kansas lost night. I mean, forget about it. I've spent years around Bill Self. Jayhawks will go back. They will regroup, and that will be some Saturday night in Lexington. West Virginia has now beaten Kansas 4 straight times in Morgantown. Tonight it was 85-69. But go NVU fans on Saturday night. I'm going to join up with Mr. Vital over in Oklahoma. I'm going to follow Florida in there for the challenge. Where are you going to be, Sean, for the challenge?
I'm going to be with Joe Tessitore.
Oh, yeah.
Joe will be down with me, Texas versus Georgia on Saturday.
That'll be an interesting ball game now.
That'll be good.
And look,
Texas,
Georgia,
nice win for
Georgia's
Texas
in a
over
battle
Oklahoma.
also to slip up into the tournament. Well, great rejection by Bam. Comes down with the rebound. Look who's back on the floor.
That matchup on Saturday between Kentucky and Kansas is appointment viewing television in college basketball.
I think there was a foul down low that time. Was that Williams? Let's see here.
Yep.
Yes,
Williams.
it was. Williams got him.
Both hands on the back. And that game, though. You look at the matchup between these two storied programs. They got together last year as part of this Big 12 SEC rivalry. And it'll be the second meeting between these two teams where they've both been ranked in the top 5 nationally.
Oh, Monkey lost control of the ball that time. Turned it over. He's got to stay away from Calipari. No, Calipari wanted to foul. He's on the referee. And Willis off with another rebound. Impressive what Willis has done off the bench. Here's Briscoe. And now Adebayo will come up. He and Gabriel were working in underneath that time.
I think it's going to be Gabriel at the free throw line.
Coming to the free throw line. Yep. So coming in now again is Lee. Well, it is Lute Evans, I should say. He's getting ready to check back in for Coach Barnes and the big Australian, Isaac Humphries from Sydney.
I think Gabriel's emergence, though, is been such a large portion to Kentucky taking that next step. You talk about what kind of ingredients do they need to be a national champion this year. You know night in and night out what you're going to get from the guards. Bam has been consistent as can be in SEC play, shooting 70%. But that 4 position has been a little bit of a trouble spot for them. And in the last couple of games in particular, Wenyen Gabriel shooting 64%, averaging 12 points per game, and is just so athletic and engaged at the defensive end. Here he is on the double.
He jumped in quickly, did he?
And then he gets back. He's talking better at the defensive end of the floor. It's small things like that that can make a huge difference.
That's a 2. Hanging tough. Deadlocked again. Coming down to 6 minutes. Good looking underdog here at Knoxville. And a foul.
The interesting thing about Hubbs is you're going to watch this shot and you're going to think, how come he can't shoot a better percentage from beyond the arc? He shoots only 15%. Everything comes off the bounce, and when he takes it off the bounce, even if it's just a foot inside the line, it's a mental thing, I think, with him, because that release is a pretty release, and that was a good-looking shot.
Young man out of Arkansas. Okay. Nobody in his face, so he missed it.
We got another foul.
Is on Hubbs right now.
And we got another foul away from the ball. And this is a big thing. You know, fans will watch the game and start getting frustrated because you see these calls away from the ball. But if you put both hands or you dislodge the offensive player, that is a foul, and it is the correct call. And as Coach Cal told us earlier today, he says, I don't mind those calls as long as they're consistent at both ends.
Evans is free. Nailed it. Wide open. They'll have to pay at least passing attention to him after that shot, as Tennessee has taken a 3-point lead. Ball fake drive, and blocking foul is called, and so Monk is coming up to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Again, utilization, shot fake, elevate the defensive player, and go around him. Evans at the offensive end. Little dump down, relocate, defense goes to double. Evans able to knock it down, but I'll tell you, I thought that was a charge. I thought that was a charge. I thought Evans was set.
Yeah, the one thing, there's some little things that Kentucky's not doing here tonight. Free throws are one of them. They've missed their last 4 with Monk on the free throw line.
You look at this last drive, and to me, the shot fake, Evans' feet, you know what? He slid that left leg in. Had he kept that left leg down and maintained his position, I think he would have been fine.
So 4 starters and Derek Willis are on the floor for the Wildcats right now, and Monk has 12 points here in the first half. Tennessee up by 1, coming out of the 5-minute mark. Beautiful feed down inside to Schofield. Sophomore from Illinois, and we got a foul at the other. And Schofield has 7 points now, Sean.
You know, that last play, what you're going to see is it pops out here. We're going to freeze it right here because here comes the screen. It's going to come right there. He's going to come right in the middle of the floor. Defense doesn't communicate on the screen. Monk stays with the screener and essentially sets a double screen on Bam and allows the easy 2.
Something he better learn before he goes to the association, I might add. Then we have Thursday night's game, Virginia Tech against North Carolina, the Tar Heels, top 10. That's 8 p.m. on ESPN.
North Carolina so good at rebounding the basketball. They average 16 offensive rebounds per game. Virginia Tech's going to have to be strong to match up with them, especially on the road.
Turnover, Kentucky basketball. Kentucky well under their scoring average. The officials expected to put about 88, and we've got 447, and they're down to a 28 right now against this tough Tennessee defense.
Well, Tennessee not noted for their defense on the season, but this isn't just the normal game. I mean, this is a rivalry game for Tennessee. They know the geographical location between the two schools.
What a rebound by Adebayo. Williams off a fake, doubled. And coming to the free throw line will be the Admiral.
Bam has been so assertive in this game, and watch this. The drive down, defense collapses, clear lane, nobody puts a body on him, able to finish above the iron.
And let's go to Kaling.
Hey, after Saturday's win for Kentucky over South Carolina, Calipari told Bam, "You're too nice." Cal said, "If I was you, I'd be strangling a couple of these guys who aren't throwing me the ball." But Bam doesn't say anything to him. Now, this staff has told Bam he should be channeling DeMarcus Cousins' mentality, a guy who was never shy about asking for the ball. They want him demanding the ball, sprinting the floor. That's what they say could change the dynamics of this team.
Well, I still think there's going to be a couple more games coming up this year where he can throw up a 25-point, 16, 17 rebound type performance. I think he does have to be a little bit more demonstrative in demanding the basketball from his guards when he posts up.
Willis open. One and done. Volunteers hanging tough defensively, lead it by a point. Phillips. And stepped out of bounds into Fox's hands. So we'll take a break right now. 3:52 remaining. Tennessee 31, Kentucky 30.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Doritos, or the Bowl.
If you're searching other travel sites to find a better price, stop clicking around. The lowest prices on our hotels are always at Hilton.com. So pay less and get more, only at Hilton.com.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Ugh, heartburn.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They don't taste chalky and work fast.
Incredible. Can I try? She doesn't have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy the relief.
When Luke Adams uses Constant Contact email marketing to connect with customers, his latest creations sell, pack, and ship fast. Well, pretty fast. Luke's a marketer, and all it took was Constant Contact. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
If you watch this video,
7 days.
in 7 days, she comes for you. Rings, rated PG-13, February 3rd.
All right, along with Seth and Jay, the Alfa Romeo halftime report. Villanova right now, #1 being pushed by Marquette. Their lead is 10. And Kansas getting set for that showdown with Kentucky, losing to West Virginia. So Kansas doesn't look good going in, and right now Kentucky doesn't look great either.
Yeah, you know, for Kentucky, De'Aaron Fox, Isaiah Briscoe, they need to be at the top of their game in order for this team to win on the road.
They just don't seem engaged on either side of the ball. They're not locked in.
Could it be a look ahead? I mean, could that happen?
At halftime, we probably will resolve that.
We'll fix that problem?
I think so.
All right, Brent, back to you and Sean.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. You know, Kentucky shoots 50% as a team. At least they have in about their last half dozen games. They're only shooting 42.3 right now. And let's give some credit to some of the defense here that's being played by Tennessee in this game.
Well, Tennessee's had a difficult schedule, and you see how many close losses they've had against some teams that are really playing well this college basketball season. But the big number for me right now, production off the bench. Tennessee is plus 14. Kentucky just 1 of 4 off their bench in the first half.
Oh, jumping around, committing the personal foul is Fox.
And the other aspect we're looking at there is transition points. Only 2 out in transition. So Tennessee is playing with purpose at the offensive end, but they're also getting back defensively and putting themselves in the right position. Not giving up the easy looks.
Important front end here.
And Hubbs has 5 20-point games on the season. A really good start for him here this evening.
Briscoe brings it down for Kentucky. Tennessee getting back defensively, making Kentucky play the half court. Briscoe fires the 3, not there. Rebound, it's Tennessee. Just like the coach wanted on defense, and coming through up on that free throw line is Hubbs. He got fouled as he was attacking the rim.
Well, I'll tell you, Tennessee is the more aggressive team here in the first half. They are coming downhill at all times. Even the missed shot right there. But really impressed with Tennessee and their attention to detail. And what Coach Barnes was telling them at shoot-around today is get after them, come at them, attack them. Don't play tentatively at the offensive end.
Ups with 11, we go to Kaylee.
And that attention to detail, Sean, you could see and hear in that last Tennessee huddle, and the interactive way in which players were asking Coach Barnes very specific questions about what he was asking them to do. Their understanding of what he wants from them very clear, but also a lot of confidence in that Tennessee huddle as they were explaining plays they felt they could run, where you heard guys saying, we can get whatever we want if we do this.
Joe Lunardi in bracketology late today. Kansas and Kentucky both rated as 1 seeds. Already Kansas beaten tonight, and now Kentucky with its hands full here at Briscoe. And it's 1 and done again. Forcing them to play half-court basketball, not giving the Cats easy baskets. Over the top. And now here comes Monk. Looking to get into that speed game, attacking. And he's wrapped up, and he's fouled. And he is fouled by Phillips.
And you brought this up during a commercial break, Brent, about Tennessee's aggressiveness and wanting to get on the offensive glass, too, and not just dropping guys back. I mean, we saw Vandy not even line anybody up at the free throw line the entire game. What I love about what Tennessee has done here is they're doing what they do. And I think when coaches sometimes change something so dramatically as far as how they attack the offensive glass or what you normally do, you're telling your team right then and there that you can't compete with them underneath. And then that usually forces you, or at least mentally will check you out, and you become less aggressive. Tonight, Tennessee is trying to rebound the ball offensively, and they're trying to get after him offensively, and it's working in the first half.
2-point basketball game. Monk has certainly carried the offensive load with 14 of Kentucky's 32. Schofield short, but an offensive rebound. Nothing doing, and finally it'll be Kentucky with Hawkins bringing it down. But the Cats are forced into that half-court offense again. with 3 white jerseys back there. Cleared it out. Now they'll bring it down. And it goes over on the turnover. Well, how about what happened, Sean, down in Miami last night? The Warriors beaten by the Heat. Bounce back Wednesday. The Warriors and the Hornets. Look out. And then it'll be the Lakers and the Trailblazers at 10:30. Coverage tips for the NBA Countdown charged by Mountain Dew at 7.
Did you think they were talking about this? 8 underdogs won last night.
Amazing.
The only one that didn't was the Nets didn't close the deal. If the Nets would have won and you were at a location somewhere in a desert and you put $10 down, it would have paid $1.4 million.
I'm proud of you, Sean. You're starting to catch on.
You know, hey, it's week 3, partner. We're getting along just fine.
There we go now. Tennessee bringing it up. They lead it by 2. 1:42 to go. They have really stifled the Kentucky fast break here in the first half. Patient at this end. Knocking the 3 ball down on cue. Lamonte Turner, freshman from Florence, Alabama. The crowd is up in Knoxville. Briscoe on the attack. Here comes Tennessee again. It's one and done, basically, for the Cats. Slide down. Whoa! Upsy. Timeout.
Tennessee has come, and they're doing it with some flair in the first half.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Well, let's come back here, Sean, because this is a terrific finish.
Well, usually it's Kentucky we're talking about in the open floor. Tennessee's done a great job defensively on their glass, and then they are aggressive, looking to finish. Oh, man, Hubbs and his level of explosion, getting his feet gathered underneath him, able to elevate up over the top. You mentioned this crowd. It's been electric all night long.
There it is, 7 consecutive games. We talked about that. And tonight, now they're down to 37%. They were at 42 at the last timeout, and now it's down to 37. A remarkable defensive performance by Rick Barnes in Tennessee, but that has always been Coach Barnes' specialty. Gabriel. And there's Briscoe dumping inside. Willis can't make it, but a foul is going to go against Tennessee.
Nice job, though, that time orchestrating out the offense. And Briscoe was the ringleader for it all. And Coach Cal's talking to him, but he was the one that brought Bam all the way up, set the play the way they wanted to set it, and then he was aggressive driving. And Willis is his activity. He's been another guy, though, for Kentucky, Brent, that at both ends of the floor has been one of the more active Wildcats in this game.
Absolutely. We'll shoot a pair now. Trying to dig out of a little hole. Free throws very important for these teams. Timeout.
Yeah, good call by Rick Barnes here, because you're under 40 seconds. You've got a 5-point lead. You want to make sure you use clock and yet still remain aggressive. So don't force anything early in this possession. Make sure you get everything that you want out of it get the design play, and it might be for this guy because Robert Hubbs has had himself a really strong first half. He's done it in a variety of ways. The mid-range game was working. His back to the basket, posting up, utilizing screens. Inside the arc, he's one of the more efficient players in the SEC.
Tennessee tonight, 10 different players have been on the floor for the Volunteers. Calipari has used 9, but he hasn't gotten anywhere near the production off his bench that Barnes has off the Tennessee bench. Rick Barnes has had such a great career, starting up at Providence, as you see him there. Came down to Clemson, and long tenure out in Austin, Longhorns.
You're thinking about 4-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, 6 Sweet 16 bids out of his 22 NCAA tournaments.
Very nice man to be around also, I might add.
Looks for the lob there, but didn't have it.
3, not there. Kind of a wild shot in the Monks' hands, and that plays into Kentucky's hands. They're down by 5 here, and it's Monk with 5 seconds. Gets it back. He's got 2. Fires deep 3 at the buzzer, and Tennessee will take a 39-34 lead into the locker room. And let's go to Kaling.
Well, Coach, what has Tennessee done to make it difficult for your guys to score?
Well, they're being the aggressor. They're being the aggressor on offense. And again, Bam isn't getting the ball. I got guys trying to do their layups and step-back threes and what young guys do. We'll see if we can get it cleaned up at halftime.
When you've only got 2 points in transition, how do you tell them to get back to that game they know?
Well, a lot of it, they're scoring. Like they're coming down and absolutely attacking us and getting everybody close to the rim. We just got to do a better job.
So there you have it. Kentucky, unbeaten in the SEC, needing to regroup here at the intermission. And we'll send it to Carl Ravitch and the gang. Carl?
Hi, Brent. Thank you. Alfa Romeo driving us during this halftime report. Seth Greenberg and Jay Williams. A lot of good games tonight. Some close, some not so close. Kentucky's got to worry about Kansas, but first they got to deal with Tennessee in the second half. Kansas had to deal with West Virginia, and look out.
Well, West Virginia makes you play fast in transition, and that's what KU needed to do, attack the rim relentlessly.
That was Josh Jackson. Then West Virginia really kind of pulled away in the second half.
This is a concern for me for Kansas, their inability to defend the front of the rim.
Well, layup after layup. They had dominant points in the paint tonight.
I think also
4 points in the paint for West Virginia.
Everything for Kansas has to rely upon the guards every single night. Their bigs don't really give them any production offensively or even defensively.
West Virginia did a great job of taking care of the basketball. Only 8 turnovers. That's pretty good for a West Virginia basketball team.
Really good. They shot the free throws well, and they won the turnover battle. Baylor and Kansas at West Virginia this season, and you see Kansas has really struggled there, and they have now made it 4 straight that West Virginia has beaten Kansas on that floor. This was the good Kansas team because they had a couple of 2, in fact, bad games leading into this one.
It's their second loss. It's their second loss. I mean, that's a great position
I'm
for
saying
Bill
West
Self to be
Virginia
in.
was better.
West Virginia is better, but Kansas has also been in a lot of games this year where they've had to come back from double digits in order to win. Their record could easily be flipped the other way, but you give West Virginia a ton of credit. This team is a team with their style of play. You still question if they can score in a half-court set, but they can still get to a Final Four.
They ask so much of the Kansas. They've got to defend the basketball, keep it out of the lane. They've got to score. They've got to push it in transition. But Kansas has one issue, all right? If they don't guard the basketball, they have no one at the front of the rim to protect the rim. They gave up 34 points at the rim. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, they play small. It's a totally different deal for Bill Self this year. Cha-ching. All right, so Bill Self, Andy Katz kind of brought this up. He gets $25,000 for each win against Kansas, and only his contract stipulates Kansas. 25 times 4, that's pretty good cash. That's $100K he's made just by beating Kansas. As far as this game goes, the other K, Kentucky, I mean, are both teams looking ahead to Saturday? Why is Kentucky, and you heard what Coach Kell said, but why do you think this is the way it's gone so far?
This is a trap game, there's no doubt about it, but Tennessee has been the aggressive. They've run on opportunity, which is great. If not, they've spread them out and driven them, and then they're making Kentucky a jump shooting team. So Rick Barnes' game plan right now, take him out of transition, control the tempo of the game, and attack off the bounce. Pretty good game plan.
It's hard as freshmen to learn how to compete every single night. And especially for a team like Tennessee at home, they were the aggressor. They came out. They were in attack mode. And when Isaiah Briscoe, and you talk about De'Aaron Fox, go 2 of 10 from the field, and they're not giving the ball down to Bam Adebayo, who only had four shot attempts, that's where it is.
How many times did Adebayo touch the ball in the second half?
I'm just trying to figure out Kentucky was supposed to blow them out in the first half.
Stop it. They're a freshman team.
Villanova and Marquette, a good game, 55-43 in the second half. And I'll tell you, Marquette has kind of hung around, and here late in the game have exploded against Villanova.
Marquette's done a good job of getting out in transition, 20 points in transition, but Villanova's a team that at the end of the games usually finishes and makes plays.
Guess what didn't happen at the end of this game, Seth? Marquette on a 15-2 run, and they make it a 70-70 game.
Wow, Caden Reinhardt, that's the one thing he can do. You got to blitz him off those ball screens. He can shoot it.
Keep our eye on that. Number 1 in jeopardy. Virginia pulling away from Notre Dame.
On the road. That is a huge win for Virginia. All of a sudden, in the ACC, you've got to talk about Virginia in a position to maybe win that league.
Can we talk about Louisville, please?
Ugh.
Wow.
You don't want to talk about Pitt.
55-point blowout?
Their second worst loss ever. The worst loss was in 1906. 1906. Not good. Our coverage of the night continues with the other close games.
This halftime report is presented by Alfa Romeo.
H&R Block will file your 1040EZ for free.
What? You know that's not your line, right?
Did you know that H&R Block will file your 1040EZ for free?
Yeah, the line is
My job's done here.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't just get your taxes done. Get your taxes won.
Most people who sign up for health insurance on healthcare.gov qualify for financial help to make coverage more affordable, lowering their monthly premiums. Most find low premium plans for $50 to $100 a month. These are quality plans that include coverage for doctor visits, no-cost preventive services, and prescription drugs. The final 2017 enrollment deadline is January 31st.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You gotta be ready. I mean, really ready.
Are you ready to open? Ready to compete?
Ready to welcome?
The floors, mats, spotless. The uniforms, clean and crisp.
Do your people have the right safety gear? Are they protected?
I'm ready! You think your customers can't tell the difference between who's ready and who's not?
Of course they do.
I'm ready for you. Everybody wants a piece of ready.
Cintas, ready for the workday.
You're acting so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Are they contagious?
I don't think so.
Contract the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
The 2 winningest programs in the history of the sport. Run, baby, run. What a capper for a great SEC Big 12 challenge.
This is going to be a blockbuster.
Getting an online car insurance quote from my buddy, the General, is a slam dunk. All it takes is a couple of minutes. The monthly payments are low, and you can get immediate proof of insurance. Get your anonymous online quote with low payments and ride with the General.
Hey, Shaq, how about some help up here?
Nope, I'm retired.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
It's time to head back to Nashville for CMT's most watched original series ever.
Wow.
Passionate, action-packed, 4 stars.
I'm hooked already.
Nashville hits all the right notes, and you can't miss what happens next.
Cut! Do you even know what angry means?
I don't know how to do what you want me to do.
We were hoping that you could explain this.
I'm so sorry.
And the letters and the flowers?
Scaring the hell out of me.
Nashville, new episode, Thursday at 9/8 Central on CMT, Channel 327.
Welcome back to the Alfa Romeo halftime report.
In the midst of conference play, we give you cross-conference chaos. 20 teams, 10 games, 3 networks, 2 conferences, 1 day. SEC versus Big 12, 2 powerhouse conferences going one-on-one. No, it's not easy. It's a challenge. It's the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Important games. Vandy, Iowa State's a big one. And, of course, Kentucky and Kansas game day will be there Saturday. And the game is at 6:15 Saturday night on ESPN. Speaking of the SEC, Auburn and South Carolina, the Gamecocks closed early, and then they just blew the doors off of the Fighting Pearls.
I think South Carolina's the second-best team in the SEC, and Sindarius Thornwell's one of the toughest matchups in the league.
When Sindarius Thornwell plays, they do win, too. There's a significant difference between the games he's on the floor and the ones he's not. The end result, 98-69. Thornwell, 22 points. Vanderbilt playing well here at home, and again, they could go to 10-10, 4-4 in conference, and have that game against Iowa State. Those could be two bubble teams.
And this is an Arkansas team that needs this type of win and a win in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Rutgers, Maryland, LG Gill, 3 corner pocket, 34-29.
Maryland so underrated, led by Melo Trimble, Justin Jackson, also a guy that can score. Great guard play, great understanding of space.
The one concern I have for Maryland, they turn it over 20% of their offensive possessions. They've got to take better care of the basketball, but they have a great team chemistry.
You have concerns for everybody.
Gotta have concerns.
That's
the way
the
you get better.
He's like a concerned citizen.
It's January. If you're not getting better now, you're getting worse. Come on.
Purdue a winner over Michigan State. Wisconsin up by 3 over Penn State at the half. And right now, Villanova down 2 with less than 10 to go. I'll update it.
Welcome to Stouffer's Fit Kitchen. Prime cuts of meat, 25 grams of protein, and savory mouth-watering sides. It's the perfect balance of delicious and nutritious, making it just the right fit for you. Stouffer's Fit Kitchen meals. This is fit.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
You never believed in fairy tales, knights in shining armor or happily ever after. But you believed when the right one came along, you'd be ready. Time to shine. Orbit.
In 2016, M made history as the most dominant family in golf, with the most wins on tour, an Olympic victory,
Gold medalist in golf at the Olympics,
and the PGA Player of the Year.
Johnson will win the U.S. Open.
But that was last year. The all-new M family is coming to make the best even better.
Hey, it's Mia. She's alive.
Dude, it's been 3 years.
I have to find out what happened. I'm coming, Mia.
You gotta get out of that house. You wanna stay alive.
What?
You can't hide from me, boy.
Where's Mia?
She's in prison. Where do you think you're going?
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, rated M for mature. Available now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
This halftime report is presented by Alfa Romeo.
UConn women win again, 91-44, 19-0. That's 94-game win streak.
Hit their average margin of victory, huh?
Yeah. Everything about the women's game is totally different than the men's game because number 1 tonight, Villanova. Chance to tie it. No, and Marquette and Steve Wojciechowski, big win.
How about his last 5 days? Creighton and Villanova back-to-back? Yikes.
First win.
The star.
Great start. And a first win over the number 1 team in the nation since they beat Kentucky in the 2003 NCAA tournament. Dwayne Wade from Marquette had a triple-double. This is the Alfa Romeo halftime report.
Recommended this restaurant. Apparently the food is so nice.
Good tomatoes too.
This might have been avoided if only she'd worn Skechers slip-resistant shoes. So apparently the food is so nice.
Your tomato soup?
Much better. Skechers slip-resistant shoes.
What are you doing? It's 11 p.m.
I can explain.
You should be out there disappointing your father. I need to clean this place up.
Bloopy. Bad judgment and Bloopy. Hunger keeps inventing new problems, so we invented Snickers Crisper.
You get used to sweaty odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Car Vent Clip. Break out the Febreze and breathe happy.
How many hotels does Trivago compare? 1,000? 30,000? 200,000? 900,000! Trivago now compares prices for more than 1 million hotels. To find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
The Southeastern Conference. Yes, it means Saturday afternoon, but it also means Monday morning and Wednesday night. It definitely means geography, history, and chemistry. And sometimes it is rocket science, because in the SEC, it just means more.
I'm all about my bed.
This mattress is dangerously comfortable.
When I get in, I literally say, ah.
Introducing the Leesa mattress. A better place to sleep.
This bed hugs my body.
I'm now a morning person.
The Leesa mattress is designed to provide strong support, relieve pressure, and optimize airflow to keep you cool.
Hello, bed of my dreams.
Order online. We'll build it, box it, and ship it to your door for you to enjoy. Sleep on it for up to 100 nights and love it, or you'll get a full refund. Shipping and returns are free and easy.
I love my Leesa.
Today is gonna be great. Read our reviews, then try the Leesa mattress in your own home. Order now and get $75 off. Go to buyleesa.com today.
You need this bed.
Welcome back to Super Tuesday, presented by CenturyLink. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. The Kentucky Wildcats, 34 first half points. That ties their low for the year. They had 34 in an earlier game against Michigan State. Tennessee with the lead, and so Sean, tell us about what the Volunteers have done here in this game.
Well, really, you think about this too. Kentucky is the second time they've trailed at the half. They also trailed at home against UCLA. They lost that game. This is a game right now, as Coach Cal went to the break, he talked about the level of aggressiveness. Where do you find the level of aggressiveness? Well, it's a team that at both ends of the floor is asserting its will, and we saw that. First of all, Tennessee held them to just 34% shooting in the first half, but they outscored Kentucky in the paint by +4. And then off of bench points, they are +15. I mean, this has been exactly, if you could draw up a blueprint for Tennessee to be successful, it's what you saw in the first half.
Tennessee will have the opening possession here of the second half. Well officiated game by Joe Lindsay, Orlandis Poole, and Roger Ayers. Game with great flow. Here we go.
Just like last Tuesday. Good flow.
Cut. Oh, mercy, what a nice play. Grant Williams lays it in. Kaylee, what did Coach Barnes have to say?
Well, so often, Brent, we're talking about adjustments that need to be made by a team at the half. In this case, we're not. Rick Barnes told me we've got to continue to stick to our game plan, continue to take away Kentucky's transition game. And on offense, Tennessee wants to continue to go inside. One adjustment they do want to make, though, Brent, they want to get Hubbs the ball more in the middle of the lane so that Kentucky can't double team him.
Well, you know, the one thing we saw, Kaylee, was that they did go down low right away to Bam. Remember, John Calipari told you that, leaving the floor. So that's something that Tennessee's going to have to keep an eye on. They try to feed him. A beautiful drive by Fox shot.
Well, and now, you first two possessions, no jump shots. They're both at the iron. They're both at the rim for Kentucky. The message was delivered during the break.
Turn around, and I'll tell you, Robert Hubbs, he has already exceeded his season average, closing in on 20 points, came in averaging a little over 14.
Well, that's exactly what Kaylee was just talking about, though. What Coach Barnes wants out of Hubs. They want him in the middle of the floor so they can't bring that double team. And that was a prime example of him catching the ball at the logo, the SEC logo, right in the middle of the paint, and then being able to go to work. Watch it, just catches right above that logo. The double team doesn't come. He knows it's one-on-one. He elevates up over the top.
It's interesting, the lone senior out there today for Tennessee. The foul is going against Kentucky.
Yeah, it's against Gabriel, and the sub is already at the table.
Here comes Derek Willis back onto the floor. John very unhappy about that foul.
I think the officials are going to go ahead and take an extra look at this.
Either over at the monitor.
But, you know, life on the road in conference play, it's difficult. We saw at halftime there, they reported Marquette knocking off the #1 team in the country, Villanova. Marquette was able to be at home. The action that you're going to want to watch is right there on your screen. Watch as these two get together here. No, there's not going to be anything extra on that. I'd be surprised. I mean, there's a hand that pushes the arm, and that's a loss of your mental edge if you're Gabriel, but I don't think there's going to be much more there. But as I said, life on the road, difficult in conference play. Marquette's had itself a great week, but knocking off Villanova. Kansas losing at West Virginia. The #3 team in the country right now in the Associated Press poll is the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who, by the way, won last night and are now 20-0 on this college basketball season. What do you think, partner? You think they're going to add anything there?
You know, it was hard for me to tell if the hand came up into the face area at all. They're taking a. He's going to come over, Sean. He's going to tell you.
We'll find out here.
Yeah. And now they're asking us for a replay, and so I'm passing this on to the truck. There was not a good one in there, so now they're going to take a look at our output. Kind of push the arm away, and Sean, on that second view, I agree with you.
It's just a push of the arm.
Yeah, it was just a push, absolutely.
And it's a complete sell job. By the way, the Academy Awards, the nominations came out. The 89th Academy Awards, La La Land. How about that? 14 nominations tying him with Titanic.
Yeah, and that's confirmed, right? Just a common foul. Just what you said originally, Sean. Yeah, I thought that was the 15th Academy Award.
Yeah, there you go.
Best flop by an SEC player on a Tuesday night. Do they have that award?
And the award goes to Lou Evans. Transfer.
Jordan Bone got a little foul trouble in the first half. He's back on the floor. Williams battles his way in, and Willis up over the top, fouled him.
Do you notice what Tennessee's trying to do offensively, though? They're playing a lot of isolation basketball. They're spacing the floor well, and they're getting the ball in the hands of players that they feel can win the individual matchup one-on-one, utilizing their speed and quickness since they're lacking the height.
At the shoot-around today, what was interesting was Coach Barnes. He thinks that Isaiah Briscoe is the key to this Kentucky team, as he looked at the tapes over and over. And Briscoe must have been a focus on his team. He's been rather quiet here tonight.
Yeah, well, what they've done is they shrunk the key. Everybody's kind of pinching in and trying to create an opportunity, force them into jump shots.
There's Bam down low off the glass, so he's got 2 baskets in low, which is something that Calipari wanted to feature here in the second half. He had a pushing foul against Kentucky, and that's against Fox.
Brent, you see what they're doing? They're just spacing
his
out
third.
The floor. Yeah, they're spacing the floor, and they're attacking individually. When last possession, it was Williams. This time, they get great ball reversal. The post is vacated. It's a one-on-one drive, and as that arm bar came down on the hip, it was an easy call.
Smooth-looking shot. That's his first field goal of the night. Remember, he picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Sat much of it. Tennessee back up by 7. Bam attacked on the double team to the corner. And Monk off the side of the glass. Since he hit his first shot, he has struggled from the outside.
So deep in that corner, though, that wasn't a great angle. Would have been better served to utilize that shot fake we saw in the first half and get to his mid-range jump shot.
Tennessee patiently taking seconds off the clock. And now inside 10, Evans is open. And one.
Well, Lou Evans starting the second half, coming right down the middle of the paint. Little shot fake, drive the lane. Everybody steps away. Where's the help side rotation? Where's somebody cutting them off and protecting the rim? There was nobody there for Kentucky, just swiping arms, and that's why he's at the free throw line. And Kentucky's got to pay better attention protecting their paint. They literally stepped away from him as he was driving.
Kentucky hasn't been down by 10 very often this year in the second half. It's 50-40. Monk missing again. But Willis with an offensive putback. Tennessee basketball, outlet pass to Hubbs. From the corner, the jump shot's not there. And Willis has it taken away. Williams hustles the rebound.
The 50-50 balls tonight have majority been won by Tennessee.
Evans, offensive foul on Evans.
He was fine until he dipped his shoulder and then extended out his left elbow. As he drives down the lane, watch that elbow. You see it just flare out ever so slightly. And that is easy to call. That's the right call. Had he tucked it in, he's probably going to get the foul on Malik Monk.
And that's 3 fouls. Now, here's what's interesting about Gabriel. Gabriel is only 1 of 4. 2 points here tonight. So very, very definitely a focus for Barnes. He identified who he thought he had to take away. Much like Bill Belichick does with the Patriots, he wanted to take Briscoe away. And so far, Tennessee has done that.
NBA Saturday primetime. Clippers, Warriors, Saturday on ABC.
Oh, look, we've got fees.
Ew, really?
Oh, it's our Verizon bill.
Look at them. Line access fee, administrative fees. There are even taxes on top of them.
Decent people shouldn't have to live like this.
Did I get it?
T-Mobile ends surprise fees and taxes. That's right. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. 4 lines, $40 each. All unlimited, all in.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Order envy. When you want what you have and what they have. Introducing the new $1 Double Stack Tacos. Spicy sweet, nacho crunch, and cool habanero. 2 flavors stacked together in 1 taco for only $1.
Ugh, heartburn.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They don't taste chalky and work fast.
Incredible. Can I try? She doesn't have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy the relief.
You won't see these folks at the post office. They have businesses to run. They have passions to pursue. How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters. ship packages. All the services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
Villanova all season long solid when they had the lead. They end up on a 19-4 run, does Marquette, and when Brunson misses the layup and the tip-in doesn't go, Marquette, for the first time since the 2003 NCAA tournament, knocks off a #1 team. That Marquette team in 03 had Dwayne Wade on it. Kansas, #2, they lose, and of course at our game, you could see 4 lose. Seth Greenberg on SportsCenter with all the stories.
And the last time 3 of the top 4 teams lost on the same day, you have to go back to January 21st in 2012. Syracuse, #1, Baylor and Duke, all 3 lost. And now we face an equal statistic. Should Kentucky be unable to run? And they have turned it over again.
Great hands by Phillips. I'm surprised Williams didn't attack Gabriel right there and use his upper body strength.
Milking that shot clock. Down toward 5. Crowd helping. Bone on a pull-up.
Too flat. That was not a good possession. Too tentative, too passive.
Fox. Schofield rebounds, and here they come again. Kentucky could not take advantage.
A 10-point lead. How'd you get the lead? By being the aggressor. Don't stop now.
Into Williams, and he'll shoot a pair on the blocking foul. Gabriel fouled him in low.
He was cramping a little bit. You see him stretching out his toe. But see, that's what you need to keep doing if you're Tennessee. You need to keep being assertive. And I thought Williams, the last 2 possessions, has a matchup against Gabriel where he could attack him. That time he set the on-ball screen and then received the bounce pass and got in the body of Bam and drew the foul on him.
Williams 6 points tonight.
The big number for him is fouls. How about this? In Tennessee wins, he averages just 2.1 fouls. In their losses, he's averaging 4.2. And why that's important, it's not just a stat. It's a level of aggressiveness that he can play with and the freedom he can play with on the floor, but also the amount of time he can stay out on the floor. And that was one of the things Rick Barnes talked to us about earlier today. The desire to get Grant Williams extended minutes in this game. He thought that was going to be important.
And it is because he's such a physical presence. This is not a big team. So you can see why he's so important as he misses out. Gabriel puts it into Fox's hands. One of the things I've seen, if Fox draws a foul on the play, one of the things I've seen, Sean, with Kentucky, just an observation, and I'm sure it's just because they're freshmen, they are leaning toward trying to do a little too much individually, if that makes sense to you, watching them.
Well, when things are going fluidly in their offense and they're out in transition and they're in the open floor and everything's going well, it's really easy to have faith and trust the system. But when all of a sudden things are breaking down and Tennessee's closing up and clogging the lane, you start playing one-on-one basketball and taking contested twos, you're falling into the trap in which Rick Barnes has set for the Kentucky Wildcats tonight.
And Coach Cal wants a little more aggressive defense here in the backcourt. Last couple of trips off a foot. 17 on the shot. You would expect these Kentucky Wildcats to mount a serious charge here soon with all this talent they've got on the floor. And checking back in is Dominique Hawkins. He's one of their seniors from Richmond, Kentucky. He's number 25. Turner hit a couple of big threes in the first half, handling the ball right now. Hubbs short. Here comes Kentucky. The crowd thought he was out of bounds. Officials disagreed. Briscoe's cut off again. Down low. And let's go to Kaylee right now.
Was De'Aaron Fox went to the bench, Calipari was in his face saying, you're not playing how you should be playing. And onto the court for him, Dominique Hawkins, a senior who took over that point guard role for Fox last game after he rolled his ankle. And the reasoning they gave after the game for Dom being the guy to do that is because he can stabilize this team on the floor. First and foremost, he doesn't turn the ball over. But under that headline of there's nothing that can replace experience, Hawkins, a guy who's got some.
Well, and Kaylee, to further that point, in his first couple of games, 6 games in the SEC, Hawkins only had 4 assists. When they needed him most to stabilize the offense and run the offense with fluidity, he had 7 assists against South Carolina, did Hawkins off the bench.
Adebayo takes a seat right now. Oh, wide open in underneath. With Adebayo out, they feed it low. The Admiral responds, and it's 52-44. 10 points now for Schofield. Monk on the pull-up, drains it. Williams, you know, he just attacked. He had the Aussie outside, and he just attacked him. Got a Tennessee player down back of the base. That's Williams. And didn't you say earlier with cramps he was having a problem?
He was stretching out a cramp before he went to the free throw line last time. And as he drove down the lane, he went down to the ground, and he was holding that calf area on that leg as well. You see him getting worked on, but aggressive move by Grant Williams, and really a break for Tennessee, because it was a 5-on-4 situation. Had they realized it quick enough, they might have had an opportunity to get an easy basket. And watch this as Williams drives right down the lane. He knew he could get the corner on Humphries. As he went down, that leg locked up. You saw it go straight before he even hit the floor. Watch his left leg as it comes down. It is straight, no bend in it whatsoever.
So Williams takes a seat for a while, and that allows Calipari's going to try to get a mismatch with Bam. He's got him back off the bench and got him back on the floor. And now Schofield picks him up.
Look at Grant Williams' stat line: 4 block shots, second most in the SEC on the season.
Stolen and rolling.
I don't know why Lou Evans didn't go right back up with it.
And now we've got a Kentucky player down, and that's Derek Willis, who went down, and so they stopped the play because of that.
Well, the fans can't boo about that. They just stopped Kentucky's possession because Williams was down.
You don't understand fans, my friend.
I know, but I use common sense way too frequently.
Yeah, that's right.
And you watch it, it's knee-on-knee contact there that dropped Derek Willis to the ground. They should have finished in the open floor here. They were unable to do it, and then Lou Evans gets the rebound underneath. Nobody's there. Instead of turning to the basket, he dribbled it away from the basket.
Kentucky with 9 turnovers in this game to only 4 for Tennessee. Tennessee's been very good with the basketball. Good ball movement. Bingo! And the Admiral knocks down a tray, and it's back to 11. Fox, and he is fouled on the attack.
You know, Tennessee doing things that nobody else in this conference has been able to do to the Kentucky Wildcats, as Derek Willis is back out on the bench after taking a quick jog in the tunnel.
This is very important right here, though, on the Tennessee bench with Williams. That's a main man for this team out there, because you know the flurry's coming. You know. You watch enough basketball, you know a team like Kentucky is coming. great production out of the Tennessee bench tonight. Schofield, who does not start. Turner is out there. Evans on the floor. And they turn it over. Here's Briscoe. And he missed it. He missed the easy layup. Timeout. Rick Barnes in Tennessee. Briscoe embarrassed. Those things happen. We all know that. Monk trying to pick his spirits up. It's a great defensive effort, and then just simply.
Honda knows that when it comes to winter, you want the upper hand. So to make sure it could handle the harsh weather, we took the HR-V with available real-time all-wheel drive and pushed it to its limits at a test facility in Baudette, Minnesota. So the next time you're in treacherous conditions, show winter who's in charge. In the HR-V from Honda.
Most people who sign up for health insurance on healthcare.gov qualify for financial help to make coverage more affordable, lowering their monthly premiums. Most find low premium plans for $50 to $100 a month. These are quality plans that include coverage for doctor visits, no-cost preventive services, and prescription drugs. The final 2017 enrollment deadline is January 31st.
When Matt Juszczyk uses Constant Contact email marketing to promote his cycling studio, classes fill up fast. It's all so easy. For Matt, anyway. Matt's a marketer, and all it took was Constant Contact. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
Introducing the all-new Safety Toe Work Division from Skechers. Now you can work even smarter, safer, and more comfortably all day long with a memory foam insole and a roomy, relaxed fit toe area. The all-new Safety Toe Work Division, only from Skechers.
We needed to hire someone, but it was really tough finding people that had the right experience.
I was spending half my day just reading resumes.
To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then, easily select the best candidates from one list.
I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 1 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/world.
57-48. Tennessee leading, and you made the point, Sean, how well they have executed as a team in this game.
Setting screens away from the ball, good movement, playing out of the double team, being unselfish, making the extra pass. All of these things have worked well for Tennessee, and it's a big part. You know, look at second half numbers. They're shooting 58% in the second half so far.
Grant Williams, though, remains on the bench. Kaylee, what's the latest?
Well, Grant Williams worked out with the head athletic trainer, stretched out that left leg that he was experiencing cramps in, went underneath the tunnel, jumped around a bit. He has now told Coach he's available to go back in as soon as they call him.
The big thing that you need to call on Kentucky is their bench production tonight, non-existent. They are minus 23 in points off the bench tonight and only have 4 points.
5 on that shot clock. Turner misses with the 3 into Briscoe's hands. Fox, bang.
Now Schofield took himself out trying to get the offensive rebound. Bam ran the middle of the floor brilliantly, and they delivered an excellent pass to him. You know, Kentucky hasn't gotten out in the open floor a lot in this game, but if they're ready to make their run, it's going to start at the defensive end, gathering the ball, and then sprinting the floor. And as Coach Cal says, feed the big fella. He knows how to finish.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
The 2 winningest programs in the history of the sport.
I like our team a lot.
Kentucky basketball is special.
Run, baby, run!
Expectations are high.
Mason, the pull-up jumper. Yes! He's a PTPer. What a night. Josh Jackson's on fire right now.
What a capper for a great SEC Big 12 challenge.
This is going to be a blockbuster.
I'm a tinkerer. I mess around in the garage. I want to pay more to file my taxes.
I want my tax software to charge me at the last second.
Paying $60 to file my taxes was the highlight of my day, and you just saw footage of me flipping burgers.
Want to charge me extra to itemize my deductions? No problem. I literally have too much money.
Said no one ever. File your taxes for free with Credit Karma Tax. Free to start, free to finish. CreditKarma.com/tax.
A big tax company needs that $50. Way more than me.
As a guy, the problem with Valentine's Day is I don't know what to get her. So every year, it's flowers and chocolate. Adore.me.com is perfect. You get high-quality lingerie she's gonna love. The price is right, and you just order online. There's sexy stuff, cute stuff, with free shipping and free exchanges. You can't mess it up. Just go to Adore.me.com, pick out something she's gonna like, and your Valentine's Day shopping is done.
Get her something special this Valentine's Day. The first set is only $24.95 at Adore.me.com.
I promise, she's gonna love it.
In the midst of conference play, we give you cross-conference chaos. 20 teams, 10 games, 3 networks, 2 conferences, 1 day. SEC versus Big 12, 2 powerhouse conferences going one-on-one. No, it's not easy. It's a challenge. It's the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Always look forward to those 2 conferences when they have the challenge. So glad that they moved it into the regular season. There's the big attraction wherever the games are played. And a couple of storylines right now. Williams is still not back out there for Tennessee. And Sean and I have been talking. We doubt, without the big fellow, that they can hold up here against Kentucky. But we shall see. They played very well. What a beautiful pass by Evans, feeding after the timeout. A perfect play, and it's back to 9. And they can upset Kentucky with plays like that.
First possession out of halftime, an easy 2 at the rim. Come out of that timeout, great execution, force the back line to play 2-on-1, and make the easy play.
That's an offensive foul. Briscoe.
And the interesting thing about Kentucky, and I don't know if you guys can see it at home, they're starting to talk a lot right now. And they're trying to calm everybody down. They're trying to get back on the same page. Meanwhile, Tennessee just keeps executing, keeps spacing the floor and doing what they want to do.
Evans has played very, very well. Petro was under pressure that time, but he gets it back right into his hands. Open look, misfired. Fox comes through, a little bit out of control, picked up by Evans.
We've seen this Kentucky team the last couple weeks. This team right now is not in any rhythm or flow. Tennessee has frustrated Kentucky.
Inside of 10 on the shot. Turner attacks left hand, no. But a foul. Adebayo went down hard on there, and there was a pushing foul called. That's his 3rd foul.
The drive coming over, and you saw Bam as he tried to switch hands and go back. His body was extended out in front of him. Bam was a step slow and made contact. He tried to pull up to not initiate the contact there. It was just a little too late.
College basketball Thursday night, ESPN, ACC, 9th-ranked North Carolina hosts Virginia Tech at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill. Hokies and the Heels.
Zach Leday for Virginia Tech.
Williams is back in the game. And that is very good news for Tennessee followers. Here is Monk, cut off, back now to Briscoe, down toward 10 minutes. Wildcats down 9. Gabriel not there, and there is Evans in underneath.
Only 5 offensive rebounds on the game for Kentucky. They average better than 14.
Turner attacks again. Monk gives it to Briscoe. Briscoe this time does not miss the layup.
You got to be careful when you drive in and you're off balance. In that last possession, then it leads to a quick, easy run out. Number situation for Kentucky. For Kentucky, you want a lot more of that.
Williams. Somehow he made it.
Yeah, he made it because of upper body strength. He made it because of how hard he has worked. And Coach Cal, I believe, is getting a warning right now from the official for being outside of his box. And that's exactly what the official just did. Gave a warning to Coach Cal being outside of his box. He didn't like the fact he felt that Grant Williams extended out and pushed off with that offhand. But his strength and his upper body has allowed him to be so successful. And he has dominated this game without putting up dominating, eye-popping numbers.
Inside of 9 minutes.
That is a full stat sheet for Grant Williams.
Briscoe tapped up and in, no basket. Offensive foul against Gabriel.
You watch this as Gabriel comes in on the weak side. No, there's nothing there. That should be 2 points for Kentucky. He jumped outside of where any box out was coming from.
And Robert Hubbs comes to the free throw line. It has been a struggle all night for the Kentucky offense. As you see the comparison, well under the 50% that they've shot over the last few weeks from the field. Hubbs now with 18 points after missing that one. He's 6 of 8 for the free throw line.
Well, and this whole game has been controlled tempo-wise by Tennessee.
Rattles out. Gabriel, tough rebound, lays it in. So Briscoe doing a very good job after the miss from the outside. Load Hubbs, and there's an offensive foul. Goes over to Kentucky. 8-minute mark, trailing by 8.
Now the off arm by Hobbs drew the attention, and you got to be smart in this situation. Again, Tennessee, when they've played aggressive, good. When they play passive, and they've done that a couple of times here with the lead, you take away what has been your greatest strength. And we talked about the entire first half. It's maintained throughout. To do it for a full 40 against Kentucky is hard.
Hawkins. Monk fires. Yes. Huge three. Now it's a 5-point game.
That was a beautiful run along the baseline by Malik Monk to open up that shot.
Bone feeds it low. Great play by Willis. Derek Willis. Monk coming right back. Bad pass. Outlet. A runner. And scored. Jordan Bowden. Freshman from right here in Knoxville. He was the SEC Freshman of the Week back in December. And on the run out with a big hoop. as the Volunteers call a timeout, and Calipari with a private word from Malik Monk. Terrific run out.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. Your link to what's next. And in part by Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2017 John R. Wooden Player of the Year.
Wendy's is adding the double stack as an option in the 4 for $4 for a limited time. With over a quarter pound of fresh beef, that's a deal so good it should not exist. Like bumblebees should not be able to fly because their wings are too small.
That's unbelievable.
A deal so great, it's impossibly good.
Of the wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China was the only one built to protect us.
What on earth are they fighting here? These people are doomed. Maybe, but I'm going to stay and fight.
The Great Wall, rated PG-13.
Audi pilotless vehicles have conquered highways, mountains, and racetracks. And now, much of that same advanced technology is found in the Audi A4. With one notable difference. The highly advanced Audi A4 with available traffic jam assist.
H&R Block will file your 1040EZ for free.
What? You know that's not your line, right?
Did you know that H&R Block will file your 1040EZ for free?
Yeah, the line is
My job's done here.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't just get your taxes done. Get your taxes won.
As we take a look at tonight's Wendy's Wooden Watch, and Sean, tough night for your top five.
This is my top five, and a couple of them are already taken losses in Mason and Hart. Caleb Swanigan with a huge night once again, 25 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists in the win against Michigan State. Markelle Fultz, a player out west, because his team is struggling, people haven't watched him. He is a very, very special talent in college basketball this year. But this would be my top five right now.
Speaking of De'Aaron Fox, he'll take the inbounds pass. 7-13. Down by 7. And Bam will be on the free throw line. Williams fouled him. Let's check in with Kaylee.
Some teaching moments in that Kentucky huddle just now as Coach Cal was telling his guys, we've got Tennessee on the ropes here. We're poised to make a comeback, but you've got to make the easy play. Called back to that play we just saw by Malik Monk, where he didn't mind him taking it out, but he said, make the easy play as opposed to where you saw Malik just throw it away. Also, how you just saw him going to Bam, look for more of that. We're noticing a trend. Cal wants the ball into Bam whenever you can get it there.
Why not? Kaylee's got 15 points now, and he's got 3 for 3 at the free throw line. We may have to keep him on the free throw line. He misses that one, and out of bounds, it'll go over to Tennessee. Bone will bring it up on Fox. Accelerate to Jay. Not a good possession. Here's Briscoe. Bounce pass, corner. Rattles out. Monk missing. Bone coming up behind Evans. 6.5. On the cutter. And scoring is Phillips. Jabari Phillips from Atlanta.
That was a tough, too. I mean, Bam was there, walled up beautifully, and kind of off balance. A little bit of a prayer was answered by Phillips right there.
Bam loses it. And it's got right back by Fox. Monk spots, attacks, and oh my goodness. And down again, though. Look down underneath the basket, okay?
I don't think I've ever been so excited for a missed dunk. But this had some amazing potential to it.
Dime. The young man is back up Williams again, and on Williams, by the way, that was his 4th personal foul. So certainly we'll keep an eye on that as Malik Monk, who will be a contestant in next year's NBA Slam Dunk Contest, is at the free throw line.
And Williams is going to come out with those 4 fouls. And it's the way he jogs off, though, it looks like he's all right. And Hubbs comes back into the game. Now, just as much as we've talked about Bam getting the ball underneath and how Coach Cal wants to continue to get the ball into the center of the floor and down low underneath, look for Hubbs to get re-engaged in this offense by Rick Barnes real quick here. He's been very quiet here in the second half.
Schofield. And he waits for Hubbs. Hubbs kicks it back to Bones. Misses the 3. Briscoe's pass, and here it is. And he'll be back on the free throw. Schofield did not give him a chance to slam dunk it. He put him on a free throw line right away.
But you're feeling the blue starting to build up right now. And Kentucky is starting to assert itself. They're getting better looks out in transition. They're getting the stops defensively. They're forcing contested jump shots against Tennessee rather than allowing them to get to the rim.
Well, this young man on the free throw line, Adebayo, I don't think with Williams on a bench that they have any kind of an answer right now.
And just a perfect example of a player that has been ultra efficient in SEC play. He came into the night 33 of 47. That's 70%. Tonight, he's 6 of 7 from the floor. And he's now 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
And he pulls Kentucky to within 4.
You understand why Coach Cal wants him to have the ball in his hands more?
No question. And Williams watching with the 4th personal. So now where will Tennessee go for its offense? Here's Schofield. He's a strong fella. Drives on Bam. And Tennessee basketball with 7 on that shot. Briscoe says check the monitor. Do something.
They're not checking the monitor. You can't check the monitor right now. Final 2 minutes they can. There's 5:18 left to go on the clock.
That's double dribble.
Yeah, offensively, Tennessee is now all out of sorts. The energy level, the level of aggressiveness have switched to Kentucky. And they have forced Tennessee to start playing one-on-one basketball. When things were working well in the second half and they built that lead out to 10, that ball was humming around the inside out, ball reversals, floor spacing, isolation. Now everything's clogged up.
There's Fox to the attack. Gets it back from Willis. Wants to go into the post. Schofield is going to be assessed the personal. Well, following our game, stick around now. SportsCenter at 9. Bucci and John Anderson, they'll have all the news, highlights, college basketball. What an exciting night. Already 2 of the top 4 been beaten, and then they're going on around the NBA and how about the Australian Open coming down the stretch there. Bam's 18th point. 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And the big fella bringing the Cats back. You knew that they would make a move. And the question now is whether or not the Tennessee Volunteers can respond here in the final 5 minutes. The big fella doing a job here tonight in Little Washington, North Carolina. Bone bringing it up.
He remembers the state championship game. I mentioned in the first half. Lost to Grant Williams.
Marcus on Turner has to pick it up. Here's Evans. Shots missed. Yanking it away is Briscoe. And in the Monk's hands. Can tie or take the lead with a 3 at the 4:28 mark. Willis for the lead. No. One and done. Hubbs skied for the rebound. He's got it back now. Goes up in the air. Gets the roll for the Volunteers. Now 4 minutes and a 4-point lead for the underdog. Adebayo with the left hand as he spun that way. Pulls him to within 2.
So big, so strong, so physical underneath. That was a reach by Monk. He got away with it.
Schofield, and it is off Bam's foot. So we've got 3:24 remaining. Tennessee 68, Kentucky 66.
Applebee's all-in burger meal deal for just $9.99. We're talking burger.
Fries.
Pepsi.
Prizes.
Like producer for a day with ESPN's Mike and Mike.
Woo!
Get a burger, fries, and a Pepsi for just $9.99 at lunch, plus a shot at instant prizes.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Welcome to Stouffer's Fit Kitchen. Prime cuts of meat, 25 grams of protein, and savory mouth-watering sides. It's the perfect balance of delicious and nutritious, making it just the right fit for you. Stouffer's Fit Kitchen meals. This is fit.
Guys, want to save 50% on a year-long supply of Viagra for ED? Visit Viagra.com or text VSAVE to 37500.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
The 2017 NFL Pro Bowl. See the league stars shine one more time.
One of the most patient big-time runners. Can this man get any better? If you don't get pressure on him, he's going to pick you apart.
Two of the best in the game at yards after the catch.
He truly won the elite players.
Plus, the All-Stars go head-to-head in a special skills competition. The Pro Bowl Skills Showdown, Thursday at 7. Then it's the 2017 NFL Pro Bowl, Sunday at 7:50 on ESPN.
Saturday night on ESPN, the two winningest programs in college basketball square off. That's the history of the game, and they will square off in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Kansas and Kentucky, sonic blockbuster, and great guard play in that game, my friend.
You're talking about two of the elite trio scorers in all of college basketball. Kentucky averaging over 52 points per game from their trio. That's second best in the NCAA. Meanwhile, for the Kansas Jayhawks, their trio's not too bad either. At 9th in the country. When you look at Mason, Jackson, and Graham and what they've been able to accomplish over the long haul. Now they're coming off of a loss on the road, traveling into Rupp Arena. It's going to be a great environment on Saturday.
Well, Tennessee wants up by 11. Now it's down to 2. And Fox fouls underneath, and the Volunteers will be shooting a couple of free throws. Kaylee.
Well, guys, just as any coach will tell you, they take the season one game at a time. So John Calipari told us he hasn't yet watched any film on Kansas, just seen some highlights on SportsCenter. But he did say a big key in tonight's game about learning about this young team of his would be, can they focus on this game without looking ahead to this big marquee matchup that we're all building up to?
Helps with 20 points, now 6 of 9 from the free throw line.
You know, we've talked about offensively keeping Briscoe out of rhythm tonight and how that's been a focal point for Tennessee. But one thing they have not been able to do is keep him off the glass. A career high 13 rebounds for Isaiah Briscoe.
So 2 players with 4 fouls are on the floor. Fox, who just picked up his first, stays. And Williams returns for Tennessee. So they're keeping Whitting for the time being off Elvira. And traveling, it goes over to Tennessee. A 3-point lead, now 3-12.
Coach Calipari got up because that's exactly where the timeout was, and the floor was wet where the team was sitting, and Malik Monk had no chance on that one.
And he was on the
he went to the managers. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you got to do when you extend out your bench and you put it on the floor. You got to clean up. Your manager's got to be on that real quick.
So they turn it over as a result of that. Tennessee with an opportunity here at 3-12. Both teams in the double bonus here down the stretch. Doan bringing it up. Evans on the floor. Bam picks up Williams at the free throw line. Here's Williams. Evans, pump fake, muscles his way in and scores. 5-point lead. Turn it over. This could be a run out. Robert Hugs makes sure.
Well, Tennessee, their ability to take turnovers from Kentucky and find a way to exploit it at the other end of the floor has been a storyline throughout the course of the game. This was in the first half. It was Hugs with the emphatic finish early. Evans down the lane, the dump off. No rim protection, forcing the back line to make a decision who they're going to guard. Phillips with the look, and then this, the most recent one. Hugs once again able to finish the quick timeout from Kentucky. And Tennessee, just when it looked like it was going to relinquish the lead, has extended back out once again. The only thing I liked about Tennessee when they went to that timeout, everybody was saying, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. It's about being in the moment. It's about being focused if you're Tennessee. You got to be attentive to your details. The second you relax, you've already seen it once, Kentucky can come right back on you.
Fox across the timeline. Trailing by 7. Briscoe on the dribble. Monk missing, but an offensive rebound. And now Fox resets here at the 2:23 mark. On the drive, left hand, he's going to get the roll.
De'Aaron Fox, these are the moments like we saw at Mississippi State down the stretch. Tight game. He was the one that was able to score, accelerate, get a piece of the paint. I like this matchup for Evans.
Evans turns it over. And a foul is on Turner. Otherwise, they would have had a breakout basket on that. They had numbers, and there was no question that they were going to roll that time. Now they'll come to the free throw line, and Malik Monk. There's 21 points tonight. John Calipari has never had a player average 21 points. Monk leading the SEC, 21.7. That's his 22nd point of the night. 8 of 9 at the free throw line. Probably where we'll wind up deciding this is at the free throw line. And Monk is short. And a foul is called. And going down was Derek Willis of Kentucky, committing the personal. So Tennessee will come up to the free throw line. 1:54 left, and these become so huge.
And Turner, very good on the season. 80% coming into tonight's game. However, he's 0 for 2 from the line so far tonight.
You'll have 2 more right now. Fox returns with 4 fouls for Kentucky. It's a 5-point game. And now 7.
Turner's stat line tonight, 8 points, 7 rebounds from their guard. They've done it collectively as a group.
Williams and Evans battling Bam underneath. Here comes Monk for the corner. Huge. Yes! Cuts it in half.
A little smile. These are the moments. 25 points once again for Malik Monk.
Now an important trip for the Volunteers. One possession game. 120. Evans feeds Williams in low, and it will be Volunteer basketball. Eight on the shot at the 109 mark. Barnes positioning Hubs. Over the top to Hubs. That's where Coach Barnes wanted him. Yes. The coach positioned him with his hand and put him down low for the pass. A 5-point lead at the 1-minute mark. Monk under pressure, misses the three. And Willis assessed the foul.
Let's go back to that last possession, though. Again, it wasn't a timeout, but it might have been because they isolated Hubs. He's right here in the middle of the screen. Look how much space he has, and a nice throw up over the top. And one of the things Hubs does so well is he elevates high, and yet his release so soft. 25 for Hubs tonight.
Williams comes up to the free throw line. He's 2 of 4 at the line here tonight. Inside of a minute. Hit this one, and the upset is definitely at hand. 3 of the top 4 would lose tonight if Tennessee can hang on. And he misses. It's a 2-point. So now Briscoe can attack in underneath, throw it back out. Fox 3. Yes, nails that huge 3. One possession game at the 41-second mark. The importance of that missed second free throw.
So good in transition. Fox spotting to the corner. Isaiah Briscoe driving down the lane. Space it out and run. Now, remember, out of timeouts already in the second half here. Tennessee has scored on 3 possessions out of timeouts already. Rick Barnes' team has come out. They've spaced the floor, and all 3 times it was on a curl cut action going towards the hoop. Even with 41 seconds left to go, you want to be patient, but they want to get something going towards the basket. Don't settle for a perimeter jump shot right here or a contested 2 if you're Tennessee.
Would you attack early in the shot clock, Sean, or would you milk it?
I would go straight out of the set quickly, probably within the first 12 seconds of the shot clock. I think you want to set the tone of being aggressive and not playing passive here.
You know, some teams are way too passive in this situation. They sit on the lead, they milk that clock down, and they get themselves in trouble.
Because no matter what happens here, there's an 11-second differential. Kentucky's going to have a crack at it. So you might as well get something in the flow and something aggressive if you can, and then apply the pressure back to Kentucky.
78-75, 41.4 remaining. Bowden and Hubs and Evans go into the backcourt, and the ball is taken out of bounds by Turner. And here is Turner bringing it up on Fox. Evans. Shot clock coming down now towards 10. Evans gets in now. 5 on the shot. Williams jump hook is good. A huge jump hook. 13 seconds to go. Kentucky needs to hurry. Monk fires a 3, and it's put back up for a 2 by Briscoe. It's a 3-point game, 5.4.
Tennessee doesn't have size, but what they have is strength. We talked about it all day long. I said Grant Williams plays much bigger than a player that is 6'5", and in a big moment with his team needing a bucket, he was isolated and able to finish up over the top because of his strength and athleticism.
Lamonte Turner, freshman from Florence, Alabama, trying to put the finishing touches on what would be a Tennessee upset here tonight. Making it a 2-possession game. The Tennessee fans are ready to celebrate in Knoxville. Bernard King, who spoke to the team. That's a young man who lost his opener to Kentucky. Bernard King did, and vowed he would never, ever lose again. You remember the story. He was hit with a cigarette when they walked off the floor. Kentucky won that game. He said, I will never lose to that team again. And they went on a 5-game winning streak. The Volunteers did. He spoke to the team here today, and he's enjoying every minute. What a great, great talent he was. So unfortunate, the injuries. He missed 4.5 years because of those knee injuries. One of the most explosive players I ever covered. And we talked about him speaking to the team, and certainly he did. There he was, practice wrapping down, looking up into the banner. The kids were pointing at it. Took pictures of him with the players, gave him a pep talk. One thing Bernard King never had difficulty doing, and that's talking. And I'll bet he's a good radio analyst. Nice man.
Oh, this is huge for Rick Barnes.
Briscoe will fire the 3, and with .5 it goes in. And that'll do it. Tennessee upsets Kentucky. 3 of the top 4 fall. Villanova, Kansas, and now Kentucky on a wild Tuesday night. 82-80. Underdogs howling all over the country. How about that, Mr. Farnham?
Football is pretty much over. Just waiting for the Super Bowl. Are you not entertained by college basketball?
It's great.
What a scene. What a night for the Tennessee Volunteers.
82-80. The Volunteers do it. Coming up next, ESPN. Stay tuned for SportsCenter. They'll tell you all about Upset Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Sean Farnham, Kaylee Hartung. I'm Brent Musburger. So long from Knoxville, everybody.